This was how it all began for me, not with a bang, but with the soft whispers of my own body. Cries disguised as fatigue, mood swings, and the weariness of another long week. As a psychotherapist in training, my life revolved around teaching others to listen to their emotions, yet I had turned a deaf ear to my own pleas. My days were filled with the stories of others, their struggles and triumphs, while I overlooked the subtle signs echoing within myself. It started with the smallest of things. After indulging in a meal rich with spices, I would find tiny rashes blooming along my skin, red constellations that flared with heat and vanished before I could grasp their meaning. I dismissed them easily as mere allergies, or perhaps the fickle nature of the weather, attributing my body's reactions to being overly dramatic. As time marched on, mornings became a battlefield. My joints began to awaken with a creak, announcing their presence before my mind could even grasp the daylight. Each finger felt ancient, stiff, like the memories buried deep within me. The ache seeped into my routine, making even the simplest tasks, writing notes, holding a cup of coffee, typing up case reports, feel like negotiating with a stubborn adversary. Despite the discomfort, I pressed on. Psychologists are trained to endure, to observe, analyze, and rationalize the world around them. So I soldiered through, even as my muscles began to echo their own protests. The soreness settled in like a grief I could not name, a heavy mantle that no yoga pose or warm bath could shake free. There were nights when the nerves beneath my skin sparked with electric pangs, a chaotic pain that danced without logic or pattern. In those moments, I would whisper to myself, "It's just stress, it will pass," a mantra I clung to, desperate for solace. But the truth was, it didn't pass. It morphed into something darker. One fateful morning, sunlight itself felt like an affront. A simple walk outside transformed into a form of punishment. My skin flushed crimson, as though it was trying to warn me of a storm brewing deep within. I caught a glimpse of my reflection, weary, uncertain, a shadow of the person I used to be. Yet I continued to show up for my clients, preaching the importance of listening to the body, unaware that my own body was screaming to be heard. The final signal arrived, after a week, suffocated by emotional overload, an avalanche of sessions, looming deadlines, and crushing expectations. Then, as if my body had reached its limit, another rash ignited, spreading across my chest like wildfire, raw and unforgiving. That day marked a turning point. I finally listened, shifting from pathologizing my pain to investigating it with curiosity. The journey ahead was filled with tests, endless waiting rooms, and doctors wielding raised eyebrows and sympathetic smiles. It was then that I received the words that shattered my world. My immune system had turned against me, while I had ignored my own self for too long. In retrospect, those symptoms were no mere accidents. They were metaphors my body had been crafting for years. In pain, in fatigue, in sensitivity, in the profound silence I had chosen to live in. Now, as a psychotherapist, I understand that illness often speaks the language of the unspoken. Our bodies carry the weight of what our minds refuse to acknowledge, expressing what our words cannot articulate. Today, when I feel the ache in my joints or the warmth blooming on my skin, I no longer see it as betrayal. Instead, I recognize it as a conversation, a gentle call to rest, to soften, to recalibrate my existence. Because sometimes, healing begins not in the search for answers, but in the act of finally listening to the questions our bodies have been asking all along. The body remembers, even when the mind forgets. If this resonates with you, if your body has been whispering too, perhaps it's time to truly listen.